Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Iron Age Radio is brought to you by the one and only Schram Cattle Co. in Cartwright, Manitoba, run by Manitoba strongman competitor Mark Schram. He competes, he is a part of our community, and he also ranches beef. He grows cows, he mercilessly slaughters them, and he turns them into the delicious beef that we enjoy every day. So if you need beef, if you need growth, if you need muscle, and God knows if you're watching this, that's got to be on the agenda for you. Contact Mark Schram or contact us here at Iron Age. We've got a big old deep freeze full of Mark Schram's beef that we would be happy to sell to you. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Slaughters?
That's just the reality of the situation.
Okay.
All right, here we are. Iron Age Radio, episode 30. Take 2 on this one because I annoyed Jian way too much in the last one that we did, so we're going to do it again.
Denzel's going to love that.
Yeah, he's going to really appreciate that first one. We're very excited to be back. It's been a little bit of a hiatus, an unplanned hiatus. We just I don't want to make any kind of excuses or anything, but we just didn't take the time, honestly. And we got a lot going on, don't get me wrong. But we just have to set aside hard podcast time.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do now.
Over 2 days.
Yes, it took us 2 days to do this. You'll notice that I'm wearing a different shirt and hat than what I was wearing in the Inez interview.
I just needed to crawl into a hole after Nationals.
Oh, I'll crawl into the hole, that's for sure. And so we're going to...
Your dad listens to this.
This is the son that he created. We decided that we were going to come back with a bang because, we were at Strongman Corp Canada Nationals. And actually, we were really flattered. A lot of people came to us and said that they listened to the podcast and enjoyed it, and asked why we've been less than consistent with it lately. Right. Fuck you, first of all. We got a lot going on, but second of all, we really appreciate that you guys are listening, and we want to make sure that we are giving a voice to Western Canadian strongmen, because that's what the goal of this whole thing is, right? Mm-hmm. It's if it was just about hearing ourselves talk, we could just do this and we could just talk to each other at home and it would be easy. But we really think that there's something to be said for getting the word out about more Western Canadian stuff and talking about our people and talking about what we got going on, and then giving a little bit of insight to what we think on the bigger stuff too. So here we are. We decided that we couldn't just come back with just a regular ass old episode. It couldn't just be me and Jian flapping our dick suckers and being boring in that way. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what you said to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Verbatim.
So why don't you go ahead? This is where she got mad at me last time, so let's see if we can turn this around this time. You go ahead and introduce who we have as a guest for our episode back.
We have my sugar mama, Inez Carrasquillo.
The best woman going today in my mind in strong woman. Very likely, I would say, the strongest woman who's ever lived. She's won almost every major title there is, and this year, I think, she will capture that one that's eluding her, World's Strongest Woman. And she took some time out of her extremely busy schedule to sit with us and just talk about the Rogue coming up and other stuff that the World's Strongest Woman competition she has coming up. And it's a big deal for someone who's, imagine if you had someone who's preparing for the Super Bowl, just stop and talk to our little podcast. You know what I mean? It's a really, really big deal, and we appreciate it to no end, because I can only imagine the kind of stress that goes into a preparation like that.
Right. With
all the travel, the extremely heavy weights, the high level of competition.
And just the organizing of everything, traveling with her and her son. And
absolutely.
That's where Rachel comes in. She books everything.
Does she?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because Inez isn't allowed to do that anymore.
So thank you to Inez for sitting and chatting with us. But we're going to continue on after the interview with either maybe some Nationals chat. We got our good friend James Jeffers is doing his first Giants Live coming up. And so either that'll be, depending on how long things are, that'll either be at the end or we'll make that into its own thing. But either way, sit back, enjoy this chat with the one of the strongest women to ever do it, Inez Carrasquillo, and we will catch you on the other side of the interview.
Perfect.
Trophies right behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Put
the check behind you.
Okay, we're recording right now.
Yes, we're recording.
Okay, so let's start. What do you have behind you there? We'll do introductions and stuff afterwards. But what do we have behind you there?
Okay, so this is my award wall. The funny story is I'm so lazy that I haven't separated the actual medals, so they're kind of just like clumped up together. But then I got
like lanyards there and stuff.
Yeah, just a bunch of random shit. And then I got my Arnold.
Oh shit!
The heavy one.
Yes. Oh my god, it was so heavy. I got my Beerstone keg award that I won, and then that's my third place trophy from OSG from 2022. I think 22.
What's the sword?
Oh, I won that at a Beast of the Bluegrass. That was my first major comp.
Your fiddle competition?
Huh?
Your fiddle competition, Beast of the Bluegrass?
It was called Beast of the Bluegrass. It was in Kentucky, so it's very like southern and like
Yeah.
But it was literally like my second comp, and it was maybe 3 weeks after my first comp, and it was a Platinum Plus comp, so it gave me my Arnold invite. And
oh shit! Okay.
I just jumped in and said, let's do it, and it was interesting.
And now you have a sword.
And now I have a sword. I'm glad I drove, because like getting that on the plane would have been really fun.
That would not have probably not have been okay, I'm sure.
They would make you cook it. Or like mail it to yourself or something.
Yeah. Anyway, so now that we've done a little bit of trophy,
yes.
little trophy action, we have with us. Do you consider yourself the strongest woman who's ever lived?
Honestly, there's one more title I need to call myself that, and I will be getting that this year. So
we'll get into that.
Ever live. Yes.
Inez Carrasquillo, the strongest woman who's ever lived. We're very, very excited to have her here. Basically every major championship that you can name, except for one that we'll get into a little bit later. But just truly one of the most dominant women in the sport ever. So thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Oh, and also Jian's bestie too. That's worth mentioning too.
Yes.
My sugar mama.
You're the only person. You and Rachel are the only people that Jian talks to more than me, I would say.
I love that.
Probably more than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said more. Yeah.
The second you say something rude, I go on my phone, and then Tyler goes, "Don't tell them. It's too late."
I know how this works. So you are getting ready for a gigantic show.
Yes.
The defense of one of your major titles that you have, the Rogue Invitational, being held in Glasgow, Scotland?
No, it's in Aberdeen.
Aberdeen. I knew that. Aberdeen, Scotland. How's training been going for that? How's everything feeling going into that big show?
Honestly, really, really well. I think compared to last year's prep, I feel better going into it. Like last year, the week before, like I was supposed to hit like a comp run on the stones, and I couldn't even pick up the first stone. And I was just like, fuck, like there goes that
so bad
event.
at the stones too.
Yeah, and I was just like, God damn it. Well, because that was like one of the first shows I did that I wasn't allowed to use tacky. So I really had to learn how to do stones in a completely different way, because when you rely on tacky for years, you're kind of just like, this is a foreign event. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So that was fun. This year, the only thing I'm really struggling with right now is deadlift, but every year that's my problem. It's just deadlift. And it's just a stupid event. They should get rid of it.
It's no place in strongman the deadlift.
No,
at 18 inches, no.
Yeah. It's one of those ones though where like people like they say you or Sam or whatever, it's like your deadlift is something that kind of holds you back, but like you're still a pretty fucking good deadlifter. Like you gotta like you're not like you wouldn't like be going to a regular gym and people be like, wow, this bitch sucks at deadlift, you know?
What sucks is that like I like just cracked the 600 barrier and now they're all pushing 7. And I'm like, God damn it, let me catch up. Like stop going so far ahead. Like Lucy is absolutely bananas. Like I can't imagine pulling over 700 pounds. Like so crazy.
But let's see who wins a pressing event though.
I will win the pressing events. Yes, my arms are very short. A lot of people don't understand. I have a 5'6" wingspan and I'm 6'1". That is not. It's weird, and like that makes deadlifting so much harder because I'm all legs and I have to pull it 3 feet higher than other people do, and they don't understand that.
Okay, if you could have longer arms, would like just you could press a button, boom, longer arms. Would you press that button?
I think yes, because stones would be so much easier. It is so hard to get around some stones sometimes, and I'm like, if I ever want to push the record, I'm gonna have to find like a 20-inch stone to do it on. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of 400 plus stones are not 21 inches.
Right.
And nobody would count that either.
They
would be like, oh
they'd
yeah,
be
but
like,
she
oh, it
did it
doesn't
on a smaller
count.
stone.
Yeah, exactly.
The real ones would count it though.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, wait. So you mentioned the stone in the last one then, because you did really, really well in the stone event last year. Like at the Rogue. Was that like a surprise to you?
It was. And even Liz interviewed me before, was like, oh, are you nervous for this? And I was like, yes. Like, honestly, I'm nervous. And we so like Rogue and stuff, like they don't usually allow us to touch the implements before the show. So like the first time I'm touching that stone was literally during the comp. You know what I mean? Like as soon as that buzzer rings, like that is the first time you're touching it. And like the hay bale, like all that stuff, like the first time we're literally touching it is when we're going. So like I didn't know how rough it was. I didn't really know, you know what I mean? So it's like, it kind of makes it fun because it's kind of like, oh shit, I got to figure out how to do it when it's my turn to go. But at the same time, it's kind of like, oh fuck, like how is this going to feel?
Are you good at that kind of stuff? Like, do you feel like you're good at like picking things up quickly, or do you like, you know what I mean? Like, is that something that like you like as an athlete you're good with?
I think I've gotten better at it. In the beginning, it'd be like, oh my God, like I can't, there's no possible way. But now it's kind of like, okay, well, I've done this comp and I had to do this and I've done this. So like having experience has certainly helped like get me to that point where I'm not like a complete head case before the show. So still a head case,
well,
but not
even like watching the hay
like
bale,
partial one.
Like you've changed your technique partway through. You gave it a couple pushes and then you changed how you pushed it after that.
I had to watch Olga because I was like, this is not moving. How is she doing it? And then I like mimicked what she was doing. And I was like, oh. And because we had some CrossFitters in the back, they had that same event last year. And they were like, hey, this is how we did it. You should try it like this. Not realizing ours was double the weight that they probably had. You know what I mean? So they could do it that way. They were like going over the top and like rolling it. It was not possible with how much weight was in ours. So we had to kind of like push it like a football pad implement thing. You know what I mean? Like just attack it, you know? So I almost caught up though. That I caught up in the arm over arm. I was off by 1 second. And I was like, damn it. Like if only I could have got that thing started, I would have like won that event, but it's fine.
And there's something to be said too for someone like Olga, who's just like so experienced that she like has probably not done that exact event, but she maybe has done something kind of similar. So she was like, I think I know how to attack this. You know, like she's just kind of done it all in the sport, you know?
Oh yeah. And she's just a professional. Like she goes in and she's like, so calm and collected, like whatever, and just like goes in and you're just like, I want to be like Olga. Like I love her so much.
Yeah, she just rocked it at America's Strongest Woman too. She was awesome to watch there.
She is the most Tennessee person I have ever laid eyes on with the cowboy hat and the boots. I love it so
confusing.
much.
And then she speaks.
Such a vibe. Yeah. But I'm like,
That's
you are the most country non-American that I have ever met, and I love that so much.
Yeah. I think it always kind of like surprises people when it's like we were sitting here watching ASM and ASW at the gym here, and someone would be like, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Olga Lashchuk. She's currently the America's Strongest Woman." And then she speaks, and it's like this thick Ukrainian accent, and I was like, "Oh, it takes a little bit of explaining, but it's
all you have to do is live there, I think."
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only rule, but yeah. But she's
like
kind of something.
Strongest Woman eventually. I would just go over there and like live there for like 6 months and like try to win Britain's Strongest Woman. And then that'd make me the world's strongest woman. Like,
there, yeah. So let's talk a little. Canada. Yeah, fuck yeah. You alluded to earlier that there's one title that you haven't captured yet in terms of like the big shows for women in the world. So what's coming up for you after the Rogue show?
Like 2 weeks after will be OSG, so I will be doing OSG. I still need to book my plane tickets. That reminds me, but yeah, I'm really nervous. That show has historically been hell for me. So like, and just 3-day comps in general are not my jam. So like, I'm pretty nervous about it, but like, I honestly think with the events this year, I have a pretty good chance at finally taking that title, World's Strongest Woman. So,
and not, I mean, almost no prep for it, I guess you would really say, like 2 weeks after this major show that's taking all of your attention.
It'll literally be like a deload of maybe the events, and then like I travel, you know?
Right.
Because I I saw the message that you had registered for it, and then I saw the dates, and I was like, "Are you fucked in the head? Like
Yeah.
that's 2 weeks." I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, if Nico says it's okay, then I guess it's okay."
He is the one that brought it up though and was like, "Hey, every time I Google World's Strongest Woman, it's not you." And he's like, "And you've won the 2 big shows." He's like, "That sucks. I want you to be like hands down the strongest woman in the world with no one saying like, oh, well, technicality wise, you know what I mean?" So like, it's kind of just like a feather in my cap. Like I will get the title and like, I'll never have to do it again.
Right. So
No other questions. Thank
yeah.
you so much.
So that's what it is
Exactly.
for you, is to become like the undisputed champion
Yes.
in that way.
Yep.
Because there are other women who could, attempt to make that claim if you haven't, like, I mean, anybody who knows anything knows that you already are the strongest. But if you don't have that a specific title, if a guy could win Smo, he could win the Arnold, he could win the Rogue, but if he hasn't won World's Strongest Man, then that's an important title to not hold.
And I feel like OSG has like the most years like of like competition. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm,
kind of like it's the most long standing title, I guess, for women. So it's
sure.
kind of like it's the last one. I have to get it now. So it's kind of just like racking up the Infinity Stones type thing, you know?
Fuck yeah.
It's a trademark that everybody appreciates, right? It's
Yeah.
just the name
Yeah,
that you want to have under your belt.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
kind of like North America's. I had that title at one point. I'd like to go back and do America's just to say like, hey, I won America's Strongest Woman too. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which would be really cool. But like, I think OSG is like the last major title that like I want to claim that I've gotten. So, and third was my best placing ever. So like, it'd be cool to just be like, hey, fourth, third, fourth, and then World's Strongest Woman done.
That would be sick. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think you're in a very unique position too, where there's maybe like, let's say 10, there's probably more, but let's say 10 women in the world who could go to OSG and actually kind of help OSG by being there. Like you kind of
yeah,
lend it some credibility where all of a sudden it's like, oh, this woman who is arguably right now the strongest woman in the world is now competing for the title of strongest woman in the world. Whereas in the past, we've seen basically, like, let's call it like the Rogue roster or the Arnold roster or whatever, not take part in that OSG because they're just focused on other things or whatever. So the question, comes up in people's mind is how much does this World's Strongest Woman title really matter when the actual top women aren't there? So when guys like you and Rebecca Roberts and all these other ones come back down, it really helps the competition too, and it helps everybody else.
oh, 100%. And it kind of sucks though that it's so expensive because like Annabelle
Right.
Chapman like just pulled out and like she's like on the rise back. She beat me my first year. We tied for third and she took third because of stone times. So it's
Mm,
like she was a contender, for podium and everything for OSG. And it's like just because she cannot manage it financially, she doesn't get to be there. You know what I mean?
right.
So it's kind of like I think that sucks. I like the invitational aspect of like Rogue and Arnold, where it's like
Mm,
we're inviting who we think are the top 10 and we cover your finance, we cover everything. So it's like you're not having to worry about that. But then it's
right.
like there's people that miss their opportunity for like OSG, America's, blah, 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 just because they can't afford it, take off work, whatever. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like, is this roster actually the strongest roster, or is it just whoever could afford it and get off work?
I mean,
Right.
we've seen that for Australian athletes too, where it's like not realistic for them to be able to go and do these shows, whether it's OSG or World's Strongest Woman or the Arnold or whatever. It's just too damn expensive, and
Oh, yeah.
it hurts the show.
It does. I'm glad like Katie Blunden is going to be on the Arnold roster next year because it's
Hmm.
like we're finally getting some Australians, on that pro stage, and it's like they have the best stone lifters in the world. So it's
Yeah,
like I would love to see her do some stones.
fuck yeah. So that actually kind of we took some questions from some of our listeners here, and that what you just kind of brought up sort of brings one of them up. One of our guys asked, "Do you pay attention to the amateur scene, whether it's worldwide, the U.S., whatever? And if you do, who are some people that you're noticing as people that people should watch for, or people that you're watching for, paying attention to, who might be kind of coming up at your heels?"
Um, yeah, I do. I watch quite a bit. Like I watch all the shows. So I watched America's. I watched the Shaw. I watched all those comps and like girls like Jackie Rhodes, Jackie O from Canada. Like those girls are like right on the cusp of like going into that pro like Rogue lineup or the Arnold lineup or whatever. So it's like those girls are, I'm always in the back of my head. I'm like, damn, like they're coming, like, and I can't wait, you know. And like Jackie O is the reserve for Rogue. So it's like she's finally at that level where it's like, hey, if something happens, like you're up there. And it's like, cool, you know what I mean? And like Morgan Irons is another one. She was at North America's the first year. Like her log is getting pretty damn close to my log. So it's like that's another girl where I'm just like, damn, like if we have a max log, like I gotta watch out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some events I walk into and I'm like, oh whatever, it's log or whatnot. I got that. That's fine. Then there's some girls that I'm like, oh shit, like no, I really gotta fucking try it this time. Like I can't just like fuck around and do whatever, you know. So I do watch the amateurs. I really enjoy watching those shows, and like, especially if I can't be there, like I like to support by watching, sharing, whatnot. It's the only way the sport's gonna grow. Women get enough shit on the internet too, so it's like if I can, you know, support however I can, like that's my job. You know, as a pro, it's our job to help the amateurs get, you know, to the levels that they want to get to. You know, like they look up to us, and if we're not watching, we're not supporting, we're not like going to battle in the comments and stuff and fighting people, like we're not doing our jobs. Like
I think people get excited when they see you in the chats too, like in the live chats. The other people who are watching are like, "Oh shit, Inez is here." You know, that's a cool thing that you don't get to experience in almost any other sport, where it's like you're not like watching like football, and it's like your favorite quarterback is also watching it with you and talking and interacting and being part of the show. You know,
but that's a big part of this sport is like. But that big part of the sport is like the actual community aspect of it. Like, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit, but this sport is really based on community. Like the sport wouldn't grow if we didn't have like parking lot competitions where everyone brings their whole family out and like they set up a live stream so their families at home can watch, and then all of a sudden they're sharing it on Facebook and someone's like, I want to try that. You know what I mean? And then next thing you know, you got 3 new people at your gym trying strongman. You never know. There might be the next world's strongest man. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what I love about this sport. I've never felt that in any other sport that I've done in my life. So like, I think it's really cool.
I mean, it's like you see that even with the guys who are coming up in Canada right now, where it's like if you went to some random ass show in Saskatoon, you saw Tristan Hoth there at like 190 pounds or whatever, like doing his first amateur competition, or James Jeffers or Colton Sloan or any of these guys who are on that next level, where it's like it's very rare that you could just like imagine if you just went to your local hockey rink and just saw like a guy playing and then all of a sudden he's in the NHL next year. Like it's not something that you get to see very often, but you do get that in strongman.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's this guy that I met who like at the Atlanta airport. Oh, he's in Strongest Man on Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shout out Josh Spurgeon.
Yeah. I literally went to a comp, I think it was like last weekend in Ohio. It was just a women's local comp or whatever. And like I came and they were just like, why are you here? And I was just like, I'm coaching. And they're like, you come out for your athletes? And I was like, yeah, like we road tripped out here. And they're like, but why? And I'm just like, because I care, like, and I want to support you guys.
Like, do you want me to leave or what? Like,
yeah, I was like, I can go sit in the car, like.
But that's okay. That's got to be a thing that some coaches are doing, and it's got to be a fucking thing where people stop being surprised that coaches come to competitions. Like that's so insane to me that's like a rare, unique thing. Like that's crazy. Like that's
game day matters.
Like the example I always give. Imagine if there was a guy walking out like in an MMA fight and he just had nobody in his corner. There was nobody there with him. It was just him by himself. That would be insane. You would never see that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. If I didn't have someone there with me at the gym, my elbow sleeves would never get on. I would be living in my knee sleeves. Like I need help. Like Nico literally at the Arnold had me upside down trying to get my knee sleeves off. And he's like, how do you do this at the gym? And I'm like, dude, I always ask the biggest dude I can find to help pull these off of me. Like, and he's like, oh my God. And he's like, what size are they? And I'm like, a large. And he goes, you're not a large. And I was like,
you're in a large knee sleeve. That's crazy.
Well, that's why you can't get out of them.
Yeah.
Well, I get in them, so they got to come off eventually.
Get an X-Acto blade to get those things off.
Seriously, though.
Just knee surgery at the end of the day.
So talking a little bit about the kind of people that you're keeping your eye on and people who are coming up, some people might see if they're paying close attention on social media that you and Angelica Jardine are having like a little bit of like we'll call it like some friendly jabs back and forth, you know, like you guys are both, she's somebody who is who could be challenging you someday in those like pressing events. Like she's a really fantastic presser. What's just tell us a little bit about that. What's going on with you and Angelica?
So honestly, what was so exciting about like World's Strongest Man and like all these big comps? Eddie and Thor, right? And people would be like, oh, when they go head to head, that's some shit's going down. And people didn't even know about the sport, but they're like, oh, I'm Team Eddie. I'm Team Thor. And it's like, what do you know about the sport? And they'd be like, oh, I like Eddie. You know what I mean? So it's like for the women, we need to do that. We need to have rivalries. We have to have like competition. Like we do love each other. Yeah, we're not like, oh, fuck you, whatever. But it's like, I think in order to make the women's side more exciting, we have to get competitive. We have to like, you know, dig at each other a little bit or like stir up some shit on social media because it's like people will be like, oh shit, like what's going on? Like I want to see that or I want to watch that. Now I got people saying, when are you and AJ going head to head on an axle? You know what I mean? And it's like, I freaking hope soon. Like that'd be so cool. But like, someone will tune into that and watch it if it's going down. You know what I mean? And like that's what we need to do. We need to be exciting. Like a lot of them don't post their lifts on social media. They're not posting numbers. Like Lucas always talks about this, like post your damn numbers. Because it puts in perspective what we're doing versus like a local scene. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, like we're pressing 235 for reps. There are dudes out there that can't deadlift that. And we're literally putting that over our heads. You know what I mean? And it's like, let's start posting ourselves. Let's start like getting our names out there. And it's like, that's why we're not on the same level as dudes because no one knows who the hell we are. You know what I mean? Unless you do strongman, you won't know who I am. Like that's just fact. But it's like a lot of people know Eddie. A lot of people know Thor. A lot of people know Brian Shaw. It's because they built their brands into something that's more than just strongman. And I think in order for us to get the same level of respect, we have to start doing that. And I think just AJ and I love each other. So it's like, it's fun. It's just like, hey, nice lift. I could do better. And it's like, that's what gets people talking. I had people messaging me and like on Facebook, even like World's Strongest Fan literally screenshot was like, oh shit, AJ and Inez are fighting. And I'm like,
perfect.
When's our boxing match? You know what I mean? Like that's how we get our boxing match. And it's like, they pay us $1 to box. Like we have
you would not be okay in a boxing match.
I would get one hook to the face and I'd be done.
You would eat every punch that would come at you.
I'd eat and cry.
But that's the thing, though. It doesn't have to be like. I mean, I think that Eddie and Thor kind of had like a little showbiz to their rivalry, or whatever. But like, not everything has to be like an angry, hate-filled. Like, you guys are friends, but you are competitive, and like you care about who beats the other one. And it's not like you're out there being like, I fucking hate Angelica Jardine, and I can't wait to kick her out. But it's like it's important to you that you beat her, even though you're friends with her and you're friendly with her and everything.
Exactly, and like at the end of the day, we're like we respect each other as athletes, and like what she does is bananas. Like for her to come into the Arnold last year and literally win on her first Arnold, like that is the coolest fucking thing ever. And like I respect the fuck out of that. So like the fact that we have the mutual respect for each other, it's like we can do this and like we can kind of like stir it up a little bit and like have fun with it. And I think people take stuff a little too seriously sometimes. So it's kind of like fun to kind of just step back and be like, I could press that more than you. And it's like, it's like arguing like hillbillies, like, and it's fun. And
it's not that serious. Fun. Like she's not going to
really
take offense to it later on and be like, oh, that went a little too far. Cause she's in on it too. Like she knows what you're doing. You know what she's doing.
She literally said, I've seen you finish a frame in training too. Okay. So
that was sick. That was fucking good.
We're fired.
That was crazy.
Yes. She's not wrong. I have finished the frame in training and then I just, tripped over my feet. So
I saw that one and I was like, oh, okay.
She messaged me and she goes, hey, was that too far? And I was like, no, more.
That was good. Yeah, that was good. And it's like you said, like I think that the women's side, like I don't think that a lot of strong men and women understand just how like automatically entertaining they are. Where it's like you're a fucking giant person who's lifting incredible things every day. Like you do that almost every day. Like it doesn't have to be in competition. It doesn't have to be, like if you see holy shit.
Me, for example.
Yeah, like Jian. Let's no, any of the big guys in the pro shows. It's like you are just like a larger than life person, and whether you're the guys or the girls, it's like people can't do what you're doing. So what you're doing is just awesome to see, and they got to be a little less shy about that, I think.
Oh, 100%. And like, I do some random side quests all the time too. So it's like, I just try to like have fun with it. There was like a show that I judged in Wisconsin, and they had like a 292-pound natural stone. And they were like, it was maybe like one or two guys that were able to get it. So the guy was like, Nez, go put a belt on. And I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. He's like, put a belt on. You got that. So I went up and I shouldered it, and all the guys were like, fuck you, man. Like, come on, make us feel bad. And I was like, I wasn't expecting to pick that stone up, but like, whatever. But it's like, and then they're like, I have a newfound respect for you, because a lot of them didn't know who I was, because they don't really, they're like newbies to the sport. And they were just like, I need to follow you on Instagram. Like, what's your name? And I was just like, new fans of the sport. You know what I mean? Now they're going to watch the women, because they're like, oh shit, I got respect for you now. Like, I wasn't able to see
it in person. It's just so crazy too.
Yeah.
Because like, it's one thing when you watch it on TV, you see a reel, it's like, oh yeah, like that's cool. But then once you actually cross that barrier of like seeing it in real life, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Like it's something else. Like I recommend like anyone to watch a pro show at least once.
Oh, 100%. And like the girl that was like walking around over, she goes, people usually got to pay to see this. And I was like, oh my God.
For sure.
It's true. Yeah, it's a good point. Why don't you pull up some of the questions that we got from people there, and we'll fire some off to Inez here.
Did you get any Animal Crossing questions?
Yeah, I did actually. Give me 1 second.
Did you really?
Yes. So let's see. Oh, you might know who it came from. From Rachel.
Of course.
Why can't your character pick up rocks in Animal Crossing? Weak.
You could break rocks, so
you could break rocks, and then you pick up the little stones, and then that's
this isn't my world, so I don't really.
Your character can't pick up rocks either, so whatever.
You know, Rachel, fuck you. Okay, so a question that's completely unrelated to what was just asked. I don't mean to make it too much about strongman when it could be an Animal Crossing podcast, but how long do you want to keep competing at such a high level, and what do you see yourself doing afterwards? I guess presumably meaning like those the big shows, like.
Yeah. As long as I physically am capable of doing it, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to.
You don't have like a cutoff date or anything where you're like, I'm 40 and I'm done or something like that.
Yeah, no. I kind of just want to say, like, as long as I'm not zeroing anything, like, I still want to be, you know what I mean? But honestly, it's gonna get harder because they're just upping the weights every year, and like, there's gonna be a point where my body's like, yo, you need a hip, you need a knee, you need a shoulder, like, stop. And
so what? And then you just replace them all and you become bionic.
Bionic woman.
Exactly. Yeah, no. I've been really building my coaching business and like really focusing on like my gym, like community, and like I'm doing a lot of stuff because I'm like, I know I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life, sadly, but like I'd love to grow the sport as much as I can, especially in Chicago. Like, there's not a lot of strongmen out here. And the Midwest is like not popular with strongmen. So it's like to get groups of people together is really difficult. Like Wisconsin does a great job of getting groups of people together, but it's like 3 hours for me. So it's kind of like we're trying to like build that side of the gym up again, because it used to be really big. Like when I started, they had Strongman Sundays and like there were like 20 people there, and that's how I got into the sport, because they were just like, hey, you're big, go pick that log up and try to pick it up over your head. And I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. And so it's like I'm trying to get to that point again, especially with the women at my gym or whatever. So I know after I'm done competing, I'll have something to like lean on, because I can't go back to the corporate world. I'll literally blow my brains out. So like I'm just trying to stay in the sport however I can. And I think I would love to do like, you know, like Kristen Rhodes does like commentary, you know, to be able to do that and like travel and like maybe judge, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be really
God
fun.
knows the sport needs better judges and better commentary people, so maybe that's where you can step in.
I could. I'm not the best at commentary. Okay, I don't like talking, but
you just need practice.
I just know this means down. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, it's simple. It's a very simple sport, and then this means whatever.
Too. There is up, and then there is down.
No shade.
There's no, of course not. I don't even know who you're talking about. Okay. Oh, actually, I like this one. Okay, which of the big shows is the most fun to compete at? Not like the, you know, like by any like hard rules. Where which one do you have the most fun at?
Ooh. Okay. So typically I have the most fun. Well, I've only done Rogue once. It was really fun though, just to go to Scotland and like whatever. But the most fun I've ever had at a comp was actually Giants Live, the UK versus US.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
it. I wish we still did it. Like just to have like a team aspect. It's kind of just like it felt like a game show, so it felt like a
yeah.
little. I don't know. It was just like fun and like the guys and girls were going at the same time, and it was just like chaotic, and I like that was really fun. But in the States, the most fun I've ever had at comp was actually Beerstone, and that was Gabe Pena's comp that he did one year
Oh
out
yeah.
here. It was a week after the Arnold Amateur, so I literally got home and I flew out literally like the next day to Texas to go compete, and I was crazy, but it was so much fun. The Army like sponsored it or something, so like we got to pull like these giant military trucks. I only
Oh,
got
that's
it
sick.
9 feet. It was not moving. It was
Yeah,
so
but the
freaking heavy.
pictures live forever.
The pictures were sick, yes, and
Did
like
your
that was
arms
the
look
first
huge
time
when you were pulling on the rope?
it. No, I was so skinny back then. I was so little. But like that was the first time I got to like a keg toss. It was like a 200-pound log for reps, and it was press away. So I was just like, hell yeah. No deadlift. It was a perfect show for me. So it was
The
like really
perfect
fun.
show.
The perfect show.
Yeah. And I got to go head to head with Bobby Thompson on stones. That was fucking sick. Like, so it's just, I had a lot of fun.
I like that. Do you have any more questions on there?
Oh yeah. There is one that Denzel sent me. Yeah. So it says, will she be the flower girl at Tyler and Jian's wedding?
I would love to.
Perfect.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. That's what's happening
Yeah,
now.
I
I
was
will be flower
thinking,
girl.
well, our producer said you should wheelbarrow us after the ceremony is done.
I could totally do that.
I think we should have Inez carries you to the altar,
Right.
and then in a big twist, she also carries me to the altar too.
Or
Just
like, do
have
you
you
remember
both
when
on my
you did the
shoulders.
stone throw?
Yeah,
for
yeah,
distance?
both of us but bent over your back, so we're like looking up at each other.
Oh my god. I will
And then
definitely do that.
on your butt, it's bedazzled, just married.
Just married, yeah, absolutely. And you carry us out like that? Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what it'll
Like
be.
a
That's the
velour
plan. We're doing it.
tracksuit.
Yeah,
We're doing
yeah.
the juicy tracksuit.
That's the one.
Oh my
We
god,
got
yes,
it.
that's such a vibe.
Okay, so this one is it's kind of a big question, but let's say up to 5 pieces. It says what are your top 5 pieces of advice for a woman just starting in strongman? So whatever you think the most important 1 to 5 things are.
Okay. Definitely find a community. If you can, if you need to drive 45 minutes, drive 45 minutes. Training by yourself fucking sucks. Like I do it all the time and it sucks. Weekends are great because I have people with me, but like if you have people around you, they're gonna push you and they're gonna help you and you're gonna get better at the sport real quick versus if you're just by yourself trying to like wing it all the time. And then compete a lot in the beginning. Like I competed 7 or 8 times in like my first year, but it was like I gained so much experience and I gained like just learning what all the events are, you know what I mean? Because every show is different. So you're kind of like
Mhm.
learning a bunch of stuff like without having to like, you know, just do it in the gym. You know what I mean? You like actually get to like prep for it and like learn it. So I say compete a lot. It's a local show. There's nothing to lose. Have fun and just compete. And then find a coach. Like, it doesn't matter if it's online, in person. If you can do in person, that's better, I think. But try to have some guidance. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to just kind of go into it blindly and like try to like watch other people and like mimic what they're doing because like you don't know why they're doing that. So it's like
Yeah. It's
there's
just
no
never usually a good idea.
exactly. But I've met some people that are like, oh, like I just like watch so and so and kind of just like copy their programming, and I'm just like,
Right.
what
They
for?
weigh 170 pounds, and if they're following how Eddie Hall
Yeah,
deadlifts or whatever, you know.
I see
exactly.
that a
Yo,
lot.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
see
like,
that a
you're
lot.
not
People
big enough to deadlift
deadlifting,
like that.
No,
Yeah,
you're just not. Yeah.
they roll it away and then they roll it back and like sneak up on it. It's like you don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like people don't know why they do that.
Mhm.
It's
yeah.
so scary.
It is scary. And like ways of like overhead pressing and stuff. Like they'll be like, oh, I watched your split jerk, like, and I copied it. And I'm like, my back foot ain't supposed to turn out like that. So don't do that. Like, don't copy what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So like just get a coach. And then the last thing would be, I think I said it, but just like have fun. Like people take this so seriously. And like
Mhm.
if you want to get to that level, being a pro and all this stuff, like that's awesome. But like if you stop having fun, you're never gonna get there. because like you become miserable. Like there's been a point in my training where I'm just like, I don't even want to come to the gym. Like I'm miserable and I'm bored. And like, especially when I'm in off season, I have a really, really hard time in off season because I'm kind of just like, what are my goals? Like, what is all this for? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like getting rogue events, we got them pretty late. So like, I was telling Nico, like, you probably just take a dart and hit a dartboard, and that's what event I'm going to do that week. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like random. So it's hard for me to like be in off season, but honestly, I needed this summer to not be in a prep. So like kind of helped, but yeah, that's my advice.
So let me ask you this then. So, because it was specifically for women who are trying to get involved in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously it's a very male dominated sport. And so when you find these groups of guys, the odds are pretty good that it'll be majority men, maybe all men.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it personally difficult to like break into this sort of thing as a woman, as like in such a male dominated scene?
I think I had it a lot easier than typical women just because I'm so big. Like I
Right.
can hang with a lot of the dudes that are like, you know, weight class guys, whatever. Like I can hang with them, you know? And like there was like very respectful from the beginning because they were like, oh shit, like you lift more than I do. And it's like I never had the problem of like, oh, we gotta like lower the weights or like we have to do this or what like the attitudes and stuff that you might get in some like more egocentric like lifting groups or whatever. But like I think because I'm so big and because like I had a background in powerlifting, I kind of like knew everybody in the scene already because like I just been around. So like it was kind of easy for me to transition into that. I think like I always say like take up space, whatever, but it's like I feel like you need to have a voice and like you have to like speak up and like especially as a woman, it's really fucking hard to do that, especially in male dominated spaces. But like the sooner you're able to speak up and the sooner you're able to just be like, hey, like I want to be here, I want to learn from you, and you use your voice, I think like that gets you respect. And like people are more willing to want to like work with you and like, you know, let you in their group, you know, especially if like you're new to the area or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's different for me though. I'm literally like 6'1", and then back then I was like 330 pounds. I was big as hell. So
Right.
like, it was like, oh shit, yeah, you can join. Like, just don't beat us up. Like, don't eat me.
But I think that advice still stands true for like a U57 women, where
Yeah,
it's just like show up, have a certain level of confidence that you know that
yeah,
like you deserve to be there, you belong to be there, and no one's like, well, maybe they are kind of doing you a little bit of a favor, but like have a certain level of like I should be here.
And I feel
yeah,
like that's also very true even for me being in the scene too, because I don't compete or anything, but I'm just bossy as hell. So these guys all listen to me. It's because it's like
yeah,
we gotta be at the venue at this time, so you guys need to be at the lobby by this time, no later
yeah,
than that. And it's just like having a big enough voice like will get you respect or just at least
People
get
listen
them
to you
so
at
it's
least.
like not
yeah.
you're not late
Yeah.
at the very least.
And if you show that you have like a really good work ethic and like you want to get better, like people are always like pretty receptive to that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if you're coming and like leaving your shit everywhere, or like you're not cleaning up, or like you're kind of like not a team
Ew.
player, like of course you're not. Of course you're not gonna like have any respect. You know what I mean? So it's like I
Right.
always just said like set shit up with people, like help load plates, like you know show up to like local comps. Like if you're gonna like want to be a part of the scene, like you're gonna have to spot and load. You're gonna have to like help out because if you're trying to be a part of that community, like you need to like give back to that community too. You can't just like
Yes.
take from it. So like
Yes.
I judge almost every local show out here. You know what I mean? And I don't charge anybody out here to like judge, but it's like that's my way of giving back to people that have helped me get to where I'm at today. There's a gym out here. His name is Ben. He owns Ironclad out here, and like he helps me all the time, like equipment, whatever. Like he's like the only exclusive strongman gym in this area, really.
Hmm.
So like I judge all his comps because I'm like he's done so much for me. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm gonna of course give back, and like even at my level now, it's like I always think like what can I do to like help this person, or what can I do to like help these people, whatever. And I think that's what gets you respect, and like that's why people are willing to work with me and whatever. So
Right.
It's because you care. Like you care enough
I do.
about the sport to see it
Yeah.
grow.
And that's why people are happy to see people like you, and I mentioned them earlier, but guys like Tristan, like Wes
Yeah.
Derwinski, like people like we all feel like we're part of their team. We feel like we're part of Team Inez or part of Wes, or we're all part of Wes, but part of Team Wes, I meant to say. But like it's just like when we see these people at shows, when we see them helping out, we see them. It's like it's very easy to feel like we're not just fans of theirs, we're friends of theirs, and we want to see them do better, and it's easier to support that, you know.
Yeah, and like even like people message me all day on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, whatever, and it's like
we see some of those messages.
Yes, some of those are really bad, but like most of the time, it's like people that are like, I just want to get into the sport. Like, how do I get into the sport or whatever? And it's like I take time to like help them. You know what I mean? Like, and people are like, I wasn't even expecting you to respond to me, and it's like that's shitty. Like, if you're on your phone, respond to people. You know what I mean? Especially if you're like a pro and you're doing nothing, like. Take 5 minutes out of your day to like message a fan back. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't kill you. Like
no,
I hate that attitude that some people have. But what you see is like what I give. Like I am not this like internet persona. Like if you come and ask anybody out in Chicago if I'm like the same person I am on the internet, they'll be like, no, she's the same person. Because like I don't play that. I'm like I'm a mom first, and however I am, that's how my son sees me. You know what I mean? And I don't want him to see like this fake internet trash or whatever. And then in real life, I'm a completely different person. You know, it's like, no, I treat people with respect. Like I treat people, you know, especially if you're new to the sport, like I need people in the sport. You know what I mean? Otherwise it's never going to grow. Like, and it helps me out by getting more people into it. Even just people watching the sport. Like, how do you think we get paid? People sitting in the seats watching us. You know what I mean? So it's like that's important. I could yap about that all day, though. I'm so many things about that.
Well, what do we have for time here right now?
It doesn't say. I don't know how any of this works.
I don't know how it works either, but we'll start to wind things down here a little bit then, I guess. We'll let Inez get on with the rest of her day here, but so places that people can see you competing coming up here. We got the Rogue, obviously, which is streamed for free on YouTube.
Yep, and it's on Halloween this year. Spooky. I got a deadlift on Halloween.
Ooh, Night of the Living Deadlift over here.
I'll be in the comments. I'll see you there.
Well, my mom took Friday and Saturday off because she's like getting her fingers ready to yell at people on the internet for trolling us.
Oh yeah.
So.
Hell yeah. There we go.
That's what I do with my whole day.
The Rogue comment section is one of the worst fucking places I've ever seen on the internet. Like it's so I pay attention to a lot of the chats, and that's the fucking I just turned that one off. It's the worst. It's so horrible because all the CrossFit losers.
It's not just it's like it's mostly just like really salty like people that like they barely go to the gym themselves and they're just like that's a man, and it's like it's because I can lift more than you doesn't change my gender. Like
no. And it's like they're hating on the women, obviously, because that's what they do. But they're just hating on the sport of strongman too. It's like, why are you here? Like, why don't you just turn it the fuck off?
A lot of the time, it's like, oh, I could do that too if I got fat.
Yeah, it's a lot of that shit. Or like they're using their legs on the press. Like, what the fuck? It's
oh my god, that one. But you're jumping, so you're not actually pressing.
Yeah, it doesn't count. And I'm like, God damn it! Like, and I watched some other guys do it, and I guess you're right.
I saw a bunch of guys do it, so now I know it's real.
Yeah, exactly.
He did apologize. But,
a little too late.
I was very mad.
But then Nick called him the R word.
Which,
I
love that. I feel like the pro strongmen need to do that more. Go into the comment sections and like give it back to people because it's like we're with you guys, like you know. And if they're treating us like this, like I feel like if you have a voice, like say something, you know.
Yep.
Like. It doesn't have to be on every comment, but like a statement like, hey, we don't tolerate like this abuse to the women in this sport, like that are literally competing side by side with us. Like that's not acceptable, you know? And if like Thor made a statement like that, I feel like people would respect that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I liked Nick before that. I like watching him compete, and I like him even a little more now.
I love him way more now than I ever did.
Yeah, that was good shit.
It's like a little lukewarm. And
he's
I was
just
like,
a new guy, right?
Like, and now I'm Team Nick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Team Texas. I love the Texas boys so much.
Yeah, Texas boys in general. Yeah, they are great. Yes. So we have the Rogue. We have OSG 2 weeks later. Only 2 weeks later. And they can see that on officialstrongman.com. I think it was what the website is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Just Google official strongman, it'll be there.
and there's a lot of
at
people that we
somewhere.
know competing, like people who are watching this. A lot of people. There's like a really huge list of Canadians on the men's open.
JF will be there.
JF will be competing. We're all very
Did
excited
you know
about that.
Very excited about that. Yes. The men's 50 plus is my favorite weight class to watch.
Yeah.
Like
Me too.
all the-
Open. Oh my god.
all
The
the
whistle
men, like,
blows
all
and
the
they
men.
just walk.
Yes.
There's not a hurry
Yeah,
in
they're
the
like, we'll-
world.
we'll get to
I'll
the
be
bar
there
when we get
when
to the
I
bar.
there.
There's like 50 wheelchairs ready for them, and it's the best thing ever. Like there's one guy, oh my god, he's like Big Bag Santa, if you know him on Instagram.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I
like,
like him a lot. Yeah.
he always gets hurt, and then it's always like, all right, boys, see you next year. And I'm like, what happened? Oh, I tore a bicep, tore my hamstring, my back's like falling out of my butt, but I'll be back next year. And I'm like, okay.
My ride's here. He gets in his wheelchair. See you guys next year.
Yeah, see you boys next year. Love y'all. Like
That's
is the
fucking hilarious.
I
I
love
have
that
said before that's my favorite class too, because like the U90 guys,
They're
What-
so fast.
I think they use the same weight, so they like sprint up to the bar. They're like right there, and they're starting, and then those 50 plus guys are like, all right, and they just like walk up to the bar and like they just start their. It's like
They crack their back.
it's like that
and then
that
they
bar's
start
not going
walking.
anywhere. It'll be there when I get there. Like I fucking love that shit.
Yes.
I got a minute to get there. We got it.
Yeah.
Literally though, like I'm so excited for the deadlift ladder because of that. And they don't
Yes.
jump over; they like walk around.
They
or,
walk
like,
all the way.
yeah,
I'm
and
not
it's like,
chancing that.
yeah, I can't pick my knee up like a foot. Like,
So, two great opportunities to see Inez compete. For my money, the best lady to ever do it. And I don't say that just because you're here. I say it all the time, even when you're not around. And so, if people want to get in touch with you for coaching, for just general questions, maybe they want to ask you on a date or they want to flirt with you, what's the best way that they can
no,
do that?
yeah, don't do that. You'll get blocked.
Panic.
Unless you're Chaperone. If you're watching this,
Okay, so
love you.
I
I
don't.
don't think she watches our podcast.
But she might. But I've heard you mention that name many times, and I've never really like.
Tyler didn't even know how to pronounce it
I looked it up.
until today.
Not my type. Not my type.
Not your
sorry,
type?
Not my type.
I
She's
literally
not
just
Asian.
posted on Instagram a redheaded baddie could curb stomp me and I'd thank her. Like,
All right, so she is your type then.
oh yeah, 1000%. But yeah, I love Chapel. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook now because I just made a Facebook and now people discovered me. So if you want, on
2009
Facebook,
all over again, hey?
I love it. Yeah. So Facebook, I'm on Reddit. If you know me, you know me. People
Okay.
always
Oh,
tag
yeah.
me, and I'm like, God damn it, you found me out. Like, and so-
You're not like it's not a secret though. Like you're pretty obvious.
but like people were like, "Is that her?" And now they're like, "No, that's her." Because
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I clap
her.
back. So, but yeah, but Instagram majority.
You type
if
exactly the same you do on Instagram on Reddit. Like it's not. There's no difference. Like you don't try to hide
Okay,
it.
well, you notice that, but most of the people are not smart enough to notice that. Okay, and you know me very well. So funny.
So
Oh, I also want to announce too. So next year in April, there's a comp called Max Monsters, and it's in Appleton, Wisconsin. I
Okay.
will actually be doing an expo lift. I'm gonna go for the log world record again. I'm gonna try to hit
Ooh.
325 pounds, and then I'm gonna go for the stone over bar record, which is 400. I'm gonna probably try to hit 405, and then I am actually gonna go for the stone to shoulder world record on the same day. So
Hell
that's
yeah.
gonna be a
only
big.
Inez.
Wait,
We're
do
trying
you
to
know
put
the
the
dates in
Midwest on
April?
the map. It's April 18th.
Me and Rachel could go for our birthdays.
The day before my birthday.
That's
That'd be a
Rachel's
great
birthday,
birthday.
and that's a week
like
after
3
my
world
birthday.
records. Like that's pretty
Well, yeah,
cool.
But if you don't get it, then it's the worst birthday ever.
I'm gonna get it. Okay. I missed that
Gonna
damn
get it.
world
I think
record
so, too.
log at North America's. I'll never miss that again. Okay.
I know we were watching that very intently. That was a heartbreaker.
Road trip.
Yes, road trip.
So we'll let you get on with the rest of your day, Inez. But we want to say thank you so much for sitting down with us. We really do appreciate it, and I know that everybody who watches and listens, you know, you said it yourself. You're a very accessible, easy to reach person, and at your level, that really means a lot. We're gonna have to get you up here to Manitoba. Maybe competitors should keep their eyes open for something like that. That might be something cool.
That would be fun. I love doing seminars.
We've had seminars. We've had guest referees in the past at certain competitions. So I wouldn't rule that out. I'll just say that.
Flower girls.
Flower girls, of course. Yeah.
Flower girls. Yes.
But Inez, we want to thank you so much for sitting here with us. Jian, say goodbye.
Goodbye. I'll call you right after this.
Right.
And we'll and all the best to you at the Rogue and all the best to you at OSG. We'll see you next time, Inez. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Okay.
Bye.
End the recording. All right, that was our interview with Inez Carrasquillo. For my money, the best strong woman going today, perhaps the best ever. And I like when we get a chance to talk with her and you get to see that, like, just how real of a person she is. Like, she's just a normal, well, not normal, but she's a very down to earth, cool person who happens to also be one of the strongest human beings to ever live.
Right.
And it's nice to see that combination of the two things.
Yeah.
Because she could be really, really mean if she wanted to be. And who could stop her?
Very easily.
Yeah, who could stop her? But yeah, she was awesome. We love chatting with her. I would say that it's probably worth our Manitoba competitors keeping your eyes open for her sometime this season. Maybe making an appearance in the province. Seems possible. I don't know. Like, there's nothing decided. That's for sure. We already have one other show that will have a special guest referee coming into the province for the event. We're very much looking forward to that. More details on that to come. We really, really, really want to give people a break from thinking about strongman stuff. That's why
I think that's why we kind of took the hiatus too, because we needed a break from thinking about strongman.
Yeah, that could be.
Because I just needed to be left alone for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're very excited to share some of the details that we have, but we want to give you guys a little bit of just chance to breathe. Last year we did Iron Claw, the grip competition in November. This year we're going to do it in January. We'll give people a little bit of chance just to not think about competing for a little bit. And I think that you guys will, I think that our listeners who are Manitoban and whatever will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with that, we wrap up our 30th episode. We'll do a little bonus episode and we'll talk. We're already getting a little longer than what I'd want one episode to be. So we will chat James Jeffers Giants Live. We will chat Nationals in a little mini episode after this that will come out
sometime
for sure. No question about that. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you guys for paying attention. If you wanted to, you could subscribe to the channel. If you wanted to, you could leave a comment. If you wanted to, you could press the like button.
Right.
If you wanted to, you could DM Jian.
Or report us.
Just tell you think she's cool. Yeah, make sure you smash that report button. And thanks, guys. Jian, do you have anything you want to add before we sign off here today?
Nope.
Nothing. Zero? Like nothing at all?
Nothing.
What about thank you to Inez?
Thanks, Inez. I'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Goodbye.
Ow!
Scratch that one.
It's not scratching, it's just poking. Oh, yeah, it feels really good.
Better?
Yeah, way better.
Okay.
Give it a second for my sight to come back now.
Now both your eyes are swollen.
Yeah.